All right, welcome to the video where I prepare for my new role. I got my start date. It's going to be June 8th. So I'll be submitting my 2-week notice on Tuesday. But until then, let's continue preparing for day one by brushing up on network automation. So where I left off, we were learning about Ansible. So we're going to be continuing on and learning about Ansible Conditionals. So I will share my screen. I've got the book up here that I'm working through. Okay. So Ansible Conditionals. Ansible Conditionals are similar to conditional statements in programming languages. In Chapter 1, review of TCP/IP protocol suite and Python, we saw that Python uses conditional statements to execute only a section of the code by using if, then, or while statements. In Ansible, it uses conditional keywords to only run a task when a given condition is met. In many cases, the execution of a play or task may depend on the value of a fact, variable, or the previous task result. For example, if you have a play to upgrade router images, you want to include a step to make sure the new router image is on the device before you move on to the next play of rebooting the router. In this section, we will discuss the when clause, which is supported for all modules, as well as unique conditional states that are supported in Ansible networking command modules. Some of the conditions are as follows: equal to, EQ, not equal to, NEQ, greater than, GT, greater than or equal to, GE, less than, LT, less than or equal to, LE, contains. Let's take a look at the when clause in action. The when clause. The when clause is useful when you need to check the output of a variable or a play execution result and act accordingly. We saw a quick example of the when clause in Chapter 4, the Python automation framework, Ansible Basics, when we looked at Ansible 2.8 best practices structure. If you recall, the task only ran when the network operating system of the device was the Cisco iOS. Let's look at another example of its use in Chapter 5_1.YAML. Okay, so kind of bad news since the last video. I accidentally upgraded my server, so it wasn't compatible with the client version, but I couldn't find a way to upgrade my client version, and it wasn't able to downgrade the server, so I ended up just wiping out everything and starting fresh. So I don't have the same hosts that I did before. What I can do though is just start new. So I've got this Ubuntu Docker guest, and let me make sure that, yep, that the data on it will persist. Oops, and I've got to start it. Okay, so now I can install Ansible on this and just use this to work. So this is going to be running on iOS devices, I believe. So they don't have the hosts folder, but let's see here. We have seen all the elements in this playbook before in Chapter 4, the Python automation framework, Ansible Basics, up to the end of the first task. For the second task in the play, we are using the when clause to check whether the output contains the iOS v-2 keyword. If true, we will proceed to the task, which is using the debug module to display the output. When the playbook is run, we will see the following output. We can see that the iOS v-r1 device is skipped from the output because the clause did not pass. We can further expand this example in chapter 5_2.yml to only apply certain configuration changes when the condition is met. Okay, so so this is lab. So for this chapter, we will continue to use the same lab topology we used in chapter 4. So let's go back to that. But before I do that, well, actually, the bookmark is fine. So let's go back to chapter 4, which, if there was a table of contents, I could just simply do that. But I can't because there is no table of contents in this book, which was the third and final strike. So I'm really not justified in continuing to use it, but I will do that. Okay, so here's the, So here's the topology they want to be used. So they're going to have, oops, and it looks like I lost my Cisco images that I had too. So I'm going to need to get those, and I'm going to need to get that in a way that doesn't violate any of the terms of use. So they're kind of difficult to get, more difficult than others, such as VMX, and violating those terms of use can put your certifications at risk for being revoked. So that is very important. I won't be able to include that part on the video. So what I can do though is get the nexus to work. So yep, the nexus are our switch. So this NXOS, yep. There we go. Oops, and I don't even have the nexus anymore. Let's see if I can. Okay, so it does have a working link to a nexus image. Perfect. So yep, we're going to save this. Oops, it looks like I already had it, so I don't know why it's not detecting it. Maybe because let's see here. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I think it's because it has to be unzipped. So either that or just the folder. Let's see here, Nexus QCow, do I have that? I don't have that. Nope. So I think I can cancel that other well, let's see here. Let's open this in a new window and then move this file over. Oh, there's a file with the folder with the same name. So let's change the name of that folder. All right, and now move this over. Okay, now we can get rid of the folder. Okay, so now I found that file. So yeah, that download was completely unnecessary, so I'll just get rid of the file, kind of low on disk space. All right, but this one, it appears that I don't have, so I will need to download this. Unless I have the NX OS, so I'll do a search for that first. But it looks like I can get a, nope, don't have that either. And I want the latest version anyways. All right, so it might require a Cisco account, but I do have a Cisco account. So this says login required. That's all that's required though. I do have a login. So, yep, I'm going to need this for ESXi. Well, I mean, it'll tell me exactly what I need. That's what I really like about this. So I need this QCOW. Yeah, QCOW2, I believe. Yep, QCOW2. So it's going to be 95V933 QCOW2. Yep, this one right here. So let's try to get it. Hopefully it takes me to a login prompt because I do have a account. Okay, and the account is, you can just get a free account. You're gonna have to have an account if you get a cert like a CCNA or something. That's why I have an account. So, all right. All right, so I am now logged in. You see those locks disappeared. So hopefully this will download now. Perfect. So I am good to go. Yep, and I don't have this QCOW already. So this will be good for the Nexus. It's kind of a big file. It's 1.6 gigabytes. But in the meantime, I can explore how to get the other kinds of images. So I'll do a cancel here, and then new template, next. So we're going to do routers. Yep, and now here we go. Cisco iOS is what we want. So we have iOS XR, iOS V. Let's try the 7200. Yep, so here we don't have a link to the download because these are the images that are protected. So we can't, the GNS cannot provide a method to download those images for us because that would violate the usage or whatever laws there are regarding how it can be used. It can be used in GNS3. There's no question about that, but it can't be given away. It's got to be obtained in a way that is different than how you can obtain Nexus. Yeah, and that's going to be true for all of those kinds. So I wonder if I can just use XR. I'm used to using XR in the workplace anyways. I guess it's going to be quite a bit different though, because XR is quite a bit different. So here's like a demo of XR. Okay, so this is possible if they've got a demo image I can use. Yeah, I'll see if that's good enough. Well, actually, I don't know about that. iOS B, huh? So here we've got iOS B. Okay, this looks like it's going to work, and this is what they're using anyways, iOS B. Yep, and I've got download links for this. So this actually looks better anyways. Yeah, perfect. And then I'm not sure if I even remember my account details. I do remember my account details. Sweet. All right. So now that I'm logged in, let me try it again. Um, okay, so this one just comes straight from this source forge here. Oops, and there it is down here, save. But I'm going to need one of these. Let's try a different one. Nope. So yeah, I guess I'm not sure how I can get that. Okay, so I was able to find, let's see here. So I'll share my screen again. At the docs.gns3.com, it talks about Cisco iOS V appliance. So it allows you to run iOS on a standard computer. So you can download the appliance file and then download the files for your supported version. Yep. So 173, I think that's the one I was looking at. Yep, 173-M3. So let's go with this one. Oops, same deal. All your purchase products orders will appear here. Yeah, so there's some, it looks like maybe you used to be able to just download this, but something changed. That's too bad. But definitely these links are not working. Let's see if we can go to downloads. So Cisco, let's do a product name here. So this is Cisco Learning Network Store. Just go to the Cisco site. Is there like a downloads? Yeah, products and downloads. Here we go. So no results there. Let's just go to routers. So I see the iOS XR, but I don't see the iOS V routers anywhere. But I could give the iOS XR a try. Well, shoot. That's too bad. So I've got the Nexus image, but all right. I'm gonna pause the recording back. I'll be back soon. All right, so I'm back. I've got a lab set up now that mirrors what they had in the book. So I've got Ansible on my Docker guest. I've got this just a simple management network with OSPF. So we can go into the device here and look at the routing table, and we can see that I'm learning the loopback addresses that they had listed in the lab, and then of course the interconnect addresses as well. But I'm only learning 2 out of the 5 of them because I've got 3 of those interconnect addresses configured directly on this router, so they'll show up as connected routes instead of OSPF routes because they have a lower administrative distance. Yep, so they've got, oh, well, it's not showing the administrative distance, but that is why. So SPF has 110. I believe it's either 0 or 1 is the distance for directly connected. It'd be nice if it would actually show me that. This is kind of one of those Pythonic principles. Explicit is better than implicit. So, if they don't show it to me, then I have to memorize something, whereas I wouldn't if they would just show it. But let's see if we can continue on now with the exercise, since since everything's good to go. All right. So let's jump ahead to the bookmark right here. Okay, and now we can go on. So with the when clause, so we're going to have a example here. Before moving on, I think I'm going to Git Clone that repo that's associated with this book. So let's do a Git Clone search, and hopefully that will be enough to find that part in the book. Yeah, here it is. So I'm going to need a virtual environment as well. Oops, so this is for NC clients. I want Git Clone for, I already pulled Ansible down, but I want Git Clone for the book. So I think I can find it with mastering dash. Oh, but there's no, here it is. Yep, so I'll do a Git clone, HTTPS, github.com, PACKT, publishing, mastering, Python, networking, 3rd edition. Oops, and I wonder if I've even got Git on here. Yeah, so let's do apt get install Git. Oh, I'm not on the Docker guest. Oh shoot, I wish I had just I'll bet you if I pull it up it'll still be there. Yeah, because I can't copy and paste from a Kindle book. Kind of annoying, but I understand why. I don't want people doing that, or actually I don't understand why. But I can copy paste here, so yep. Oh, yeah, Git not found. So apt-get install Git. Perfect. So now let's do a Git clone. Oops. I need to enter in my username and password for GitHub. I think it's just my email. Is that it? That's not it. Okay, I think I might know it. So I'm going to do one more try, and then don't know it. Oh, okay. So this is good news. I passed authentication, but it looks like, oh, I started using underscores instead of dashes. So I just got to fix that, and I will be good to go. Oops, I've got to do it precisely because of the terminal I'm using. Oops, so now it's frozen. Oh, no, it's not. Perfect. Okay, so all these, oops, and it looks like I can't use the arrow key. Oops, and now it's doing that. So I'll just type it out again, and I'll make sure to use dashes instead of underscores. All right, so it's working now, we can see. So now I can go into CD mastering. Oops. Okay, so just being in a screen, it was acting a little bit wonky, but now that I'm not in the screen, it is much better. Another thing that I'm making sure to keep in mind is the total amount of storage I have used. So you can see I've now got 1.26 terabytes because I added that other drive. I'm trying to look for, I had an external drive with some blue casing that was another terabyte. And I know I have it somewhere around here. Once I find that, I'll just crack that open because it's from 2013 when I went to networking school. So everything on there is old anyways. So I'll just crack that open, take out the drive, and then do the same process I did, hopefully a lot smoother this time. And I'll have a whole nother terabyte, and I will have paid nothing to have it. I had to buy the R tray, but that is $15, which in my book is a lot better than $80. All right, and yes, it's extra work, but you get to learn how to do that. So there's some perks. If you pay and it works perfectly, that's a perk, but if you don't pay and you learn a new skill, that's a perk too. All right. So let's, yeah. So let's snap back to where that bookmark is. Oops, and there's the bookmark. Nope, it's just doing the thing. There we go. Okay, so now we can finally type out this playbook. We are going to need a hosts file that they haven't specified yet. So let's just go with, well, let's do this. Let's go into the repo. Let's find chapter 5_1.yaml, and let's see if it works like that. Oops, chapter 5. Okay, so yep, everything looks pretty good. We are going to need to make sure that the hosts file is is compatible with what we've got. So it looks like the hosts, we don't specify any IP addresses. We're just relying on DNS mappings, but we don't have any DNS mapping set up. So I'll just set them up in the etc hosts file. And we're going to need mappings for these devices here. The other thing, we're going to need to change the username and password, and we're going to need to enable SSH on those devices as well. So there's still a lot of work to do. So I'll start by changing the username and password though, because I'll just use that same username and password across all the devices. So instead of Cisco, I'll be using admin, and then the password is going to be Cisco class, like that. Perfect. So let's cat that out just so it's there. You can see the change has been made. Perfect. Okay, so now let's set up SSH on those devices. But before we do that, let's do the hosts file. And then, in fact, even before that, let's take a screenshot of the lab topology. Yeah, so there's the lab topology. So I want this to be accessible in the future. So I will take a screenshot of it. There we go, and have that sitting there ready for me in the future. So, yep, let's set up those mappings. Perfect. So iOS v-1. Oops, looks like they have the address first. Perfect. Perfect. All right, so now let's see what happens if I go iOS v -1. So now I can resolve, but it looks like there's some kind of issue where it's timing out. I'm actually pretty surprised that's the case, because I did set up, yep, we can see I've got that. And then we can see if config. Oops, so it looks like my ETH0 doesn't have an IP address, so I will set that up. So, and I have a, looks like I have a gateway of last resort going the wrong direction. It needs to go out to the lab. So let's do IF config, and then 172. Let's see what it is on here. Okay, 172.16.0.2. Okay. Oops, can't get to .1. Was that right, or was it 1? Nope, that's right. So why can't I get to .1? Can I even ping .2? I can't even ping .2. Oh, okay. So it looks like the address got set incorrectly somehow. Oh, right. I think it goes /30. Yep. There we go. That looks a lot better. Perfect. So, but I don't think I'll be able to ping these because my gateway of last resort will send the traffic. Yep, you can see here. Or actually, never mind. But yeah, if I were to do a trace route, you would see, yep, it's sending it the wrong direction out to my home network. It's even making it through my ISP as well. It's kind of funny. To the route reflector of my ISP is it's actually making it all the way out there. But that's the wrong direction. It needs to go the other direction. So I guess, okay, so I need it to, let's do a route. Let's do a route, add net. Zero. Okay, so now we've got it, but I think I'll have problems. Yep, now I've got problems pinging out to Google though. So I can't really win. I'm sure there is a way to yeah. So there's a better way I can do this because right now I just changed my default route, and it looks like I've got two of them right now. One with a higher metric, but let me do this in a way that's going to make more sense. Okay, so instead of that, I'm going to say you can access this space, any 192.168.0.0/24 space, because all of my internal space is on .1/24. So I can just do this. Oops. Oh, but not delete because I don't even have an entry for that. So there we go. And now I can ping the outside network, and now I can ping the inside network as well. I can't ping any of the internet connect links, but I won't need to anyways. So I really think this is the best of both worlds. Yeah, this is the best way to do it. And you can see I've got them all set up. It does look like the book had different names. So the book was using, or not the book, the repo. So if I, yeah, so I'm in the repo now. So if I print out the host file, yep, we've got iOS R1. So it's different naming than they used in the lab, but that is okay because I can go my own way and make my own make my own files. So I'll do touch my files, and now I've got the repo for this book, and then I've got my own files I can work inside of.
Oops, and I did a touch, not a mkdir. So that's a file, not a directory. I wanted to make a dir directory. Perfect. Okay, so now I can make this file here, and it can be compatible with my network. All right, so we're going to go nano hosts. There we go, and then we'll need all bars, username, yep, password, perfect, and then servers, local host, iOS devices. So here's where we're going to stray from what was on there. But I have my screenshots, so I know what I need to write. Perfect. So next part, NSOSB devices, NXOSB. Perfect. Okay, so yep, this is all I need. There's not going to be any Arista in this example. So I'm going to save it, make sure everything looks good, cat it out, perfect. Everything looks good. I don't have SSH, so I will have SSH set up on the NXOSB devices because it is set up by default. So, oops, I do have to sign in with the correct username though. Okay, and then it's going to be Cisco class. Okay, so yeah, it looks good there. Let's try it on the other one. Oops, yep. Perfect. All right, so now let's try the other devices, and these aren't going to fail. These aren't going to succeed because I have not set them up yet. I'll do cat hosts, and then put this over here so I can reference it, and do SSH admin. Yep, I don't even have admin set up. Yep, connection refused. So let's fix that. Config T. Now we got to do IP domain name. We'll do cisco.local, and then we'll do. Then you need a host name, you need a domain name, and then you need keys. So we'll do crypto key generate RSA modulus 2048. Okay, and then assuming you're using login local, it depends on the kind of authentication you'll be using. If you're pulling from TACX, you won't need this next step, but you'll definitely want to have it in case TACX fails. So the next step is setting up a user account. It's going to be Cisco and then a secret. Oh, it's going to be admin actually. And then a secret. Cisco class. Okay, and then the final step, line VTY 015, transport input SSH. Oh, and I lied, there's actually one more step telling it how to authenticate. So
login local. That tells it how to authenticate. So there should be some well, I was trying to look at the help, but it wasn't as nice as on a Juniper. But let's do the same thing on OS2. Oops, and it's 8:17. I need to do something at 8. So I lost track of the time here. But I don't need to just rush over and do it. It's kind of a soft time. Like I didn't miss a event or anything. Just need to do something at 8 every single day. And it is now 8:18, and I have not done that thing. So I'm going to do line ty 0-15, transport input SSH, login local, and then most important, I'm going to write my configs. All right, and then we'll see if I've got different results. And I do. Perfect. Oops, but I didn't set the password, so I'm going to need to do that before I can get in. I can't do it here because I don't have permissions to go into privileged exec mode, and that's the only way you can get into configuration mode from privileged exec mode. So enable. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to give that user privilege 15. Okay, so now it'll be fine because because it'll take me right to privileged exec mode. So I probably do want to get this password set. So if I ever end up in that mode, I can get to privileged exec mode. But in Juniper, setting the privilege level, like I did with privilege 15, that is mandatory. Here it's optional. There's a default privilege level, but that default privilege level is pretty low, as you can see. I didn't even have the ability to go into configuration mode or privileged exec mode without elevating my privilege settings. Okay, so same thing on this one. So it's going to be username admin privilege 15. Perfect. So now we're going to be exiting. 2. Perfect. Excellent. So we've got SSH set up on everything. Let's run the example. It is 8:21, and I needed to do something at 8 that I did not do. But let's type out the example and run it. And then if that works, we'll type out the other example, run it, and then we'll move the bookmark up to Ansible Network Facts and be done. Hopefully this won't take too long. So I'm going to go nano chapter 5_1.yaml. Okay, so we need 3 dashes. And then, so this is all very familiar. This is what's going to show up to the user when this is executed. All right, and then these are the hosts that it's going to be executed on. So this is directly from that hosts file. This is a header in that. It'll be within the brackets, this iOS devices. And I'm not sure what this is. Gather facts is false. Okay, so this win is going to be coming up next. So there's the command. So this is going to go under here, and it's going to be register. Oh, they do. It looks like they do have an extra line there. So I guess I'll put that in. Now remember, this is YAML. This isn't Python. It's not just a plain text file. It follows a certain syntax, and the syntax that it follows is YAML syntax. All right. Oops. So I don't want that selected anymore. Okay, so this is all I need. Hopefully I didn't make any typos. I don't think I did. We have seen all the elements in this playbook before in Chapter 4, the Python Automation Framework, Ansible Basics, up to the end of the first task. For the second task in the play, we are using the when clause to check whether the output contains the iOS-v-2 keyword. If true, we will proceed to the task, which is using the debug module to display the output. When the playbook is run, we will see the following output. So hopefully that is the case here. Oh, so no action detected in task. So it looks like there's a syntax problem. So this name, host name, looks like it's got a problem. Yeah, this name, show host name. So there's no action specified. So let's see. There's no action specified. Does it need an action? Or CLI tasks name. Well, I mean, it looks good to me. It looks like I copied everything that they have, unless I have a syntax error. Nope, everything looks good to me. Yeah, I don't see any problems. Let's try, so yeah, I can just write that. Let's try going into the repo included with the book. So this is chapter 5, and then we'll cat out what they've got. Okay, and then I'll put this in another file and compare it to what I've got. So it looks like they've got name, hosts, gather, fax connection. And then they've got tasks, iOS commands, register output. Then they've got name, they've got win, they got message, and they've got debug. So it looks like there's a lot of differences in the spacing. So I'm going to take this and do a remove chapter 5, and then do a by chapter 5, set paste I. Oops. There we go. And now do a WQ. Or at least try to do a WQ. It looks like it's freezing on me. And I'll turn a light in here. It's getting pretty dark. Oops, I unplugged the computer, so it will probably crash within a few seconds if I don't plug it back in. All right, it is plugged back in. All right, that's a lot better. Oh. So yeah, it's just it's unfortunately. Let's see here. Okay, so I'll just use nano. Okay. Oh, it's still being edited. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so that looks good. Let's try that now. So go back to the Ansible command. There it is. And we'll see. Oh, nope, still there's a problem here. So the error appears to have been in there, but may be elsewhere in the file depending on the exact syntax problem. The offending line appears to be here. This name looks like it doesn't agree. Let's see what version I am using. So I'm using version 2.0.0.2, which, let's see your version. Yeah, I talked about Ansible versions at some point in the book, but I don't remember where that was, and I don't have a table of contents, so I can't just skip right to it. It's really one of the most frustrating aspects of this book, I think, is that it has no table of contents. So here's where it's talking about the versions. So, yep, if I go Ansible
version. You can see I'm running quite a bit of a later version than they are. Okay, it is now past 9:30, so I'm going, or 8:30, so I'm going to have to end the video, unfortunately. But I'll move the bookmark. Yep, so I'll just move it up to here. All right. So this one I don't need anymore. Yep, and then so tomorrow's a holiday, so I'm gonna have some extra time to work on this. So I'll see you in the next video tomorrow, or you can hopefully get this to work. Thanks for watching.